concentrated. So if you look at the ride-hailing market, we have Uber, Bolt. If you're looking about Lyft, Cab in the US, or even in the country you come from, you may realize that very few platforms dominate that market. And because of very few platforms dominating that market, it becomes a competition law concern because they're likely to abuse their dominant position to the detriment of workers who are not protected by labor law. Neither are they even protected by competition law. So this one calls for us to understand how the digital market ecosystem works. Like, so in addition to data, another characteristic of digital markets is what we call the network effects, which simply means that the value of a platform increases with the users on that platform on both sides of the market, because these markets are multi-sided. So users want to be on a platform that other users are, and on that side, businesses want to be on platform that the other users are. So everybody is benefiting depending on the number of platforms, on number of users on a specific platform. Another aspect is the first move advantage. Yep. So for instance, if you are using Facebook and you've been using Facebook all this time, it will really take you long time for you to move to another platform that just comes, unless there's something very specific that that platform offers, like what WhatsApp offers or Instagram, but still Meta has bought all the platforms, so we are still in the same digital ecosystem. And another aspect of these, in addition to network effects, is also what we call the data network effects. So the more a platform has data, especially if you're giving your personal data, you may be less inclined to also give that data to other platforms that are just offering the same service. So for instance, let's say if you're used to Amazon, or you're used to Temu, or you're used to Shane, so unless the other platform has something unique, you may, as a consumer, you may be unwilling to just give all your personal data. So there are platforms that are benefiting from the network effects, and they're also benefiting from the data network effects. So what happens is that we have what we call the lock-in effects. And the more we have more people are locked, and they don't want to switch to other platform because of the high switching cost, which may not be about the price, but just because you don't want to move to a platform, let's say like a social networking platform like Facebook, you don't want to move from that platform to another platform and leave your friends who are there. Mm-hmm. So those are some of the high switching costs we are talking about. Another challenge is the issue of algorithms, which in some instances you'll find that competition agencies, especially in developing countries, they don't have the resources and the capacity to understand how algorithms work and how these algorithms lead to concentration of the market, and also how platforms, unlike the traditional market whereby businesses head to meet secretly to discuss about prices and agree and so on. Now the algorithms do everything for them. Mm. So the algorithm can understand what the other participant is doing and be able to set the prices the way they want, or be able to do market allocation the way they want. Another one is the question of high startup costs, especially for developing countries. I remember when I was doing this project for GIZ, and I was in Kenya, and I wanted to understand the ride hailing market, like who are the participants. And like in Kenya, the landscape is like Uber and Bolt are the dominating companies, but we also have small Kenyan-based apps that are coming up, but they are not able to compete with Uber or Bolt. Why? Because even the people who are using Uber and Bolt, they're middle class. Mm. So they're already like, so one would think Uber is offering me more security than Bolt, and so on. Or if you are coming to Africa and I tell you there's this app called Safari, Farasi, these are some of the apps, and whatever, you'll be like, you wouldn't even think about it. So you'll just use Uber or Bolt because that is exactly what you're used to. So it has become so hard for other platforms to get into the market. We had this platform from Rwanda. It was called Diego that tried to enter into the Kenyan market, but because users are already locked onto Uber and Bolt, so it becomes really difficult. So because the issue of concentration of market power is an issue of competition law, therefore it becomes one of the ways in which competition law can intervene into this market. And I was just talking to Maria as we are coming